Hello everyone, we got something new today, showing how to fix this B&L device. So this is the B&L beta, and what's happening is they haven't been doing a great, I have a new employee, hasn't been doing the best job cleaning out the inside here. We'll show you how we do regular maintenance on it. And so it's now become very difficult when I try to push on this to actually get it to express. So you're gonna need a few different things for this. Obviously you need the beta. You need the chuck that comes with it, which is this guy right here, and that allows us to remove the needle. You're going to need a couple different screwdrivers because there are two different types. So we have this one, which I can hopefully focus, maybe zoom in on. That's fine. This is a Torx is a number 5, and then this is a Phillips head screwdriver. So they do have both of those for some reason. This is from the Weira kit that I use to fix pretty much every small thing in my office. And then the final thing you will need is this, which is a scrubby brush to clean out the inside. So first thing you want to do is remove these two parts here, but the easiest way to do that is the device has to be on and hot. So you're going to take off the shield first. You can see just how much extra gutta perch is on the side here just because of how much leakage there's been. Remove this by doing the regular screw thing, which is great. Perfect. And then I just go ahead and express out the rest of the gutta percha. You can see there's just a little bit of that pellet left. Clean that off. Remove this here. Okay, so now we have a nice clean one. Go ahead and turn it off so you don't burn yourself. There are different screws based on where they're located, because of course there are. I don't know if this is where they all end up going because I've done this so many times. I don't always put them back in the same place. So let's start off with this little guy right here. Unscrew that. Then the rest of these, this one right here is also, well, that's actually a different size. I've actually done this enough times that they've started to wear a little bit. I have to use a slightly larger one. So let's see if this will fit it. Yep. That's why this Weira kit's great, is because it contains all of the, I'm not sure if I'm even saying that correctly. It contains all the normal size screwdrivers that you'd be using. Keep these separate. I kind of like to arrange them where they go inside the gun itself so you know which way to go. These are all Phillips head. Need a larger Phillips head. I'll show you why that one's spinning here in a second. It's again all live on this. This is all one take. Hopefully there's nothing I have to fix in post. I don't know why they do some that are Phillips, some that are Torx, but here we are. They don't always come out right away. Okay. This one is actually connected back here. You can tell that I've done this the wrong way before because this is actually a Torx. So to get this guy out, you do have to do them both at the same time, which can be a little bit awkward, especially when I'm trying to make space for the filming. But once you get it loosened up, it's usually not too bad. Sorry, my finger's covering that there, but it is coming out, I promise. Beautiful. Okay. Then on this side, it's pretty much the exact same thing, where you have a combination of Torx and Phillips screws. Remove them. And I find I have to do this about every 6 months or so. There will be some issues with the device getting clogged up. The key is to make sure that the staff continuously cleans the inside. One of the things you can do is when you replace the needle, if it breaks, I like to take my little scrubby brush and actually push all the way through just to make sure that it's clear all the way through, and it's not hot, so it's not going to let me, but you get the idea of how to clean that part out. And the only weird spot here is there is another screw underneath this cap right here. So I like to use a little flathead, pop this open, maybe. Beautiful. This is also where the battery is located. If you end up needing to replace this, you're going to loosen this little piece right here. That right there is how you replace the battery. Just pull, very straightforward. When you do have to replace them, you can get replacements from B&L. These batteries do go pretty quickly. They tend to be every few months, or every 6 months I have to replace those as well. Then there's this last little bugger right here that you have to remove. So at this point, I just want to make sure this guy's coming loose here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So at this point, it should just pop apart. Voila. Okay. What we're seeing here now, this is the microcontroller that controls the inside of it, and that just stays in here. And then this is the actual part that heats up. Usually what you're going to see is a little bit of gutta percha stuck inside the spring. It actually isn't too bad right now, so this will not take too long to clean up, which is great. You can use a flathead, a couple different options just to make sure you get all these little chunks out of there. Any of these small little pieces here can cause the gun to clog. And as soon as that happens, it becomes much, much harder to advance it forward. Now, sometimes this will pop out when you do unleash everything. It actually is easier if it doesn't. I didn't unscrew this all the way, and that way it'll actually hold in place. But oftentimes you'll see that this spring right here is coated with gutta percha itself. You can flick out those pieces there, and then that way when you actually advance it, it works. Okay, so this one was not nearly as bad, which makes me a little worried because I'm not sure why it wasn't doing it. There is some chunks inside here, but it was, what you'll generally find is that you have to push a lot harder than normal in order to get everything to come out of it, and that even just regular cleaning isn't making it work anymore. So here's kind of what I'm talking about pushing all the way through. Maybe it focuses there, beautiful. And then coming back, and this just makes sure that this cannula inside there is nice and clean and you don't have any debris. Most of the time though, this is where you're gonna see the buildup of it. So as far as putting it all back together, the most important thing is this little tiny guy back here, this bushing, does have these two holes in it. Hopefully I can get that in focus. There you go. That one and that one. And when you line these up, you do have to make sure that these are all lined up together. One thing you can do is just start the process of putting it back together here. Boop. Or throwing screws around. Nice job. On camera, but perfect. No notes. Where's my red one? And making sure that this stays in. I guess technically you could just leave this side. If you're leaving these in already, maybe just leave that one in here. We're learning together, everybody. But sometimes there'll be some gunk that you want to clean out inside there too. So sometimes you have to take that out. But once it's all clean, it's pretty straightforward to reassemble. Just put it back together here. You want to make sure that the little bar here lines up. Otherwise you cannot shut it all the way. And there we go. So now everything is back tight. So all you have to do, reinstall the battery, put all the screws back in, and you should be good to go. And that is how we clean out the inside of the B&L Beta Mini.